Hello and welcome to the Uber Arena here in Berlin. You played your cards right for sure to be with us here tonight for the start of a new era as Pedro Calles takes charge of Alba Berlin for the first time as head coach. Baskonia Vitoria are in the German capital tonight. Time is running out for Baskonia to make their move. They're 3 wins outside the top 10. They've alternated wins and losses in the last 7 rounds. Now's the time for a win streak. Former Bayern coach Pablo Lasso has happy memories of his trips here.
I had a lot of games against them last year. I played against them when I was in Madrid also, and I know how they are. We beat them in Vitoria like 5 or 6 months ago, but we know that there is a team that always fights, always come back, and we have to be ready despite in any situation that they have at the real moment.
Well, Pedro Calles swaps seats from the assistant role to the head coach tonight. His first taste of Euroleague basketball as the main man. Whilst the playoffs are out of reach, can the new coach bounce? Get Alba a few wins on the board, maybe even off the bottom of the table. Day one of the Calles era starts here.
Alba and Baskonia, we have some ups and downs, so there will be a lot of question mark. Other things that I don't know exactly what to expect, but of course I'm looking forward to lead these guys on the court.
Well, hello and welcome inside for tonight's round 29 matchup in the Turkish Airlines Euroleague as Alba Berlin take on Baskonia, who come here in desperate need of some wins to move themselves up the table and towards those playoff or play-in places. They've got to string some results together, having been splitting results week from week. They did win a nail-biter last week. Can they make it 2 in a row? It's obviously been a difficult time for Alba Berlin, certainly a difficult day yesterday. Coach Gonzalez was head coach for 4 years. He's the assistant coach before that. So they will no doubt have heavy hearts as they take to the court. The games in Belgrade, Kaunas, Bologna will all be of interest to Baskonia this evening. Second place Fener in action tonight. Well, it's the small matter of the Greek derby tomorrow night. That's the highlight of those games on Friday. And well, Baskonia need a few results to go their way if they are to scramble above the line and into at least the top 10, but it's not implausible for here. First and foremost, though, when you're in 14th, you've got to beat the teams below you, and Alba down at the bottom. You can see basically flatlined it. Started so well for Baskonia in the early rounds of the season, but a steady decline. Can they get that line going back up in the right direction just in time? That is the question that they hope has a positive answer. Baskonia, long-time fixture in this competition. They'll actually move into second in the all-time Euroleague scoring list for tonight at least. Olympiacos will go back past them tomorrow, but that shows you how long and efficient they've been over the years. They'll want to certainly carry that on here this evening. 11 points and 8 rebounds, 3 blocks as well for Dante Hall last time out against Žalgiris. He'll need to contribute at both ends of the floor again tonight if they are to make it back-to-back victories. Efficient scorer he is too. Actually flawless 2-point field goal shooting percentage in his career. Is right at the top of the charts in Euroleague in that category. And, Marcus Howard, 11 points per game for him. Baskonia's second leading scorer of the season. A little down though on his previous 2 campaigns in the Euroleague with Baskonia. They'll certainly need some scoring output from him in these last few rounds if they are to be able to make that charge up the table and leapfrog the teams above them. As I say, top 10 is the minimum goal to get yourself into the playoffs, but whether they can get further up than that maybe even, I think it's totally out of the reach to think you could get straight in, but just try and get those play-in places first and foremost. But that needs some consistency in the last few rounds, and they have been plagued a little bit by inconsistency this season, the visitors. Yanni Witzel, one of 5 Berlin players averaging double figures this season. He's also second on the team in terms of rebounding, so he's certainly been contributing. It's good numbers, 4.5 rebounds, 11 points in 21 minutes. Good use of those minutes. Martin Hermansen is another one that has been a key piece. 5.5 assists per game, 4th best in the Euroleague this season. Chips in with 10 points as well. That's a lot of offense provided through the number 15 in his 22.5 minutes on the floor. We've got 2 of the more efficient scorers in the league when it comes to 2-point field goal percentage. You can see both in the 60s, really good going. David McCormack and Chuma Moneke. Moneke, as you can see, shading the categories across the course of the season, but will he shade the matchup tonight? That is the question that will be played out in front of us here today. Baskonia, you can see nearer the bottom end in points scored, so to Alba. It's been at that end of the floor that perhaps the weaknesses have shown. Baskonia, conversely, at the other end of the floor, as we see, right near the top end in terms of points against and blocks and defensive rebounds, second in total rebounds. Those normally point to good outcomes, those sorts of numbers, but see the overall performance index rating sort of adds everything up. A little lower down. I wonder what he's feeling this evening. He said today that, yes, it was his career ambition to be head coach of a EuroLeague team, but he didn't really want it this way. Seeing Coach Gonzalez leave yesterday, Coach Lasso, last time he was in this building, picking up the championship in Germany. And you can see a slight difference in the career records. 0-0 versus 262, 142. But it's not played out on your past, it's played out on your future and your present, indeed. And well, Baskonia will know that basically they're going to need to win most of their remaining fixtures. It's not going to be at the top of the show about where they are in the statistical standings for points per game, right down near the bottom, the pair of them, but 50 points on the board here through 10 minutes, and unsurprisingly, the shooting numbers as a result are very good. Both made 7 2-pointers, just 9 attempts for Baskonia to get those 7. A couple more threes at the Alba end of the floor. 18 bench points for Alba Berlin in that first quarter. That is incredible. 18 of 26. Bradovic in the house, getting a warm ovation and a hug on his way out as well. Box out, he's saying. A nice little presentation to him, and well, it's going to take him 10 minutes to get off the court here. Everybody wants to give him a high five or a hug or whatever.
Guys, you have to keep running. Don't stop. What Hermansen is doing is, he knows he goes over the top, he's holding you. So throw a hand to his body. I know. Okay, because he's holding you. Trent, try to stay in front of him.
Well, 7 in a row from Baskonia has seen them flip a 4-point deficit into a 3-point lead. Two coaches will be trying to have their influence in the second half at the defensive end, trying to slow the opponent down. But okay, player of the first quarter was able to get to the rim, and it was something Coach Lasso talked about in one of his timeouts, how that lane was open to them, the attack from the wing, from the 45 to the basket. He's not missed a shot along the way from 2-point range or from the free throw line. Missed a couple of threes, but 10 points in total and 4 rebounds. They'll be hoping for more of the same in the second half. Tito, when he checked into the game, just seemed to be in the right place every single time. Just finding ways to help his team. Maybe a slightly fortunate one on that occasion, but he was in the inside position to tip it home. And he went 4 for 4 in quick order. And if you're averaging more points than minutes, you're on a great pace, that's for sure. And can he provide that spot in the second half as well? The bench doing a lot of the damage, including his 8 with 37 of the 50 points. The starting 5 only contributing 13, and sometimes you say, well, that's not good if your starters are not scoring, but generally they start for a reason. So law of averages suggests some points is going to come from that starting 5. So the fact you've already got it in the bank from the bench may well be a good thing. Let's get the view of Coach Lasso.
Coach, 46 points. I'm guessing you're very happy with 50 points conceded. Probably not so much. What do you need to adjust defensively?
Well, I think we had out-rebounded a little bit. They have too many offensive rebounds. Second chances are giving them that push. Also, they get advantage out of mistakes, defense and offense. So it's important to stay solid. Don't make stupid mistakes because they take advantage of those and control the rebounds. So that way we'll control the rhythm of the game.
Thank you.
Well, 9 offensive rebounds was the issue that he was talking about. And Alba have got 11 second chance points. You can see it's mainly in the paint. They've only got 4 second chance points of their own. No points off turnovers. Let's hear from Coach Kayas.
Coach, a very solid first half from your team, a lead here at halftime for your team. What do you want to transfer into this second half from the first 2 quarters?
Well, we want to keep the pace of the game, and we want to keep fighting on the boards. We are looking for extra possession. We have to keep it up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, in some ways, that was exactly the same as what Coach Lasso was saying about the rebounding. They want to keep on doing that. Again, you look at all the points in the key. 11 second chance points, as I talked about. Great effort on the rebounding. If you get more points than offensive rebounds, you're doing 24 hours or so. But can he get the one that all coaches crave, that feeling of victory? First time for him at this stage, at this level, as the main man. Sights and sounds here at the Uber Arena in Berlin, and if you can stay calm with everybody else around you. There we go, deep breath, it'll all be okay. Rashida with 2 rebounds, 4.6 PIR was the best of the quarter, and that in some ways tells you a lot about how this game has been played. It's different guys one or two players dominating the ball, dominating the play. It's everybody chipping in. And that in part makes life difficult for defenses because you can't load up on one guy. I think if we get the ball out of his hands, we'll be okay. Hours ago, he could never have imagined this would be the situation. But here he is with his first win in the column. And for Alba Berlin, a first home win for 4 months. Well, he looks the calmest man in the building. His heart rate must be through the roof. Well, they battled through injuries, but they kept the scoreboard ticking from tip to buzzer. 22 in the fourth was their lowest scoring quarter. And that has really been the difference here today. The fact that they managed to keep on scoring. And it came from all angles as well. Yes, Matt Thomas was sensational with 21, but there was a lot of guys chipping in. 5 in double figures. Final score here in Berlin, Alba 97, Baskonia 90. A first win for Pedro Callas. What a sensational start to his career as head coach. Time now. Sensational assist, given the finish it deserves with a two-handed hammer. Magic moment of the game. Well, Matt Thomas, 21 points he finished with. He was 8 of 10 from the floor. Rogopoulos providing the most resistance at the other end of the floor. He was 5 of 7 shooting for his 17 points. Both teams really spread the wealth when it came to scoring. Diop, as ever, doing damage on the glass, particularly at the offensive end, where he had a game-high 5 offensive rebounds. But they, I guess when they look back at the film, will say we didn't quite get enough stops. And it's high fives all round in Berlin as they get a 5th win on the board this season. And could they just somehow find a way to get themselves off the bottom of the standings? There's enough games left to do it. They're going to have to win most of them, but they've made the perfect start to life under their new coach, so why not have that belief going into the last 5 rounds? And the feeling in that locker room will be great this evening, I'm sure. Adidas player of the game time. Got them that little bit of a cushion and they managed to maintain it down the stretch. Your player of the game is Matt Thomas. Let's hear from him.
Matt Thomas, congrats on a very convincing win here against Baskonia tonight. What was crucial, especially offensively, to put up 97 points and come away with the win?
Yeah, I mean, I think most important was just playing a complete 40 minutes game. We haven't really done that much this season. And to win in Euroleague, you have to play a complete 40 minutes. And I think we, for the most part, did that tonight. We competed really well on the defensive end, 90 points.